Fair warning, viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Laying on the floor in a pool of blood and cum, my demons lay beside me as I kissed them one by one. For on that night I met a force that nothing will compare. I was born the son of evil when I fucked the devil there. My daddy was a powerful man back in '56. My mother was a virgin. She first felt his prick. Then on August 29th, baby Jesus Christ was born. An alien to the world he would set out to destroy. But when I was reborn, from the day I fucked the devil, nothing will come close to me, 'cause I'm the son of evil. Many lives I've lived, many times I've died, but my soul cannot be stopped. It's on an endless high.
G.G. Allin was born on August 29, 1956, in Lancaster, New Hampshire, to his parents, Merle Allin Sr. and Arleta Allin. G.G. also had an older brother, Merle Allin Jr. G.G.'s birth name was Jesus Christ Allin, as seen on this certificate of birth here, because his father had visions from God himself that his second son would be the Messiah, the second coming. He got the name Gigi because his brother Merle couldn't pronounce Jesus Christ, so he just called him Gigi, and the nickname stuck. And after escaping from his psychotic father, his mother legally changed his name from Jesus Christ Allin to Kevin Micheal Allin. G.G. Allin's mother moved the family to East St. Johnsbury in Vermont, a small community. After settling in, G.G.'s mother married a man by the name of John Baird, who then became G.G.'s and his brother's stepdad. When G.G. Allin attended high school, he was a poor student, so he was put into special ed classes, where he would be bullied regularly, so he would wear women's clothing to rebel. It was also inspired by a music group he really enjoyed, called the New York Dolls. When Gigi and his brother Merle graduated from high school, they started their first band called Little Sisters Date. They then started another band a year later called Malpractice, in which the band released 2 singles called Love Tunnel and Devil's Triangle, which were catchy and groovy songs for their time but didn't sell well at all. And as it was, Malpractice slowly faded away, and Gigi then had a third backing band. This band was called the Jabbers, and they released their debut album, Always Was, Is, and Shall Be, in 1980, with G.G. Allin on the front cover, as you see here. This is around the time where G.G. Allin's rather bizarre antics became very apparent. These antics included vandalism and not caring for any type of personal hygiene, and last but certainly not least, being a chronic alcoholic. This would go on for a few years until 1985 during a gig in Peoria, Illinois, because before said gig, G.G. Allin took laxatives hours before and decided to defecate on stage, and was promptly and swiftly arrested. This got G.G. Allin noticed by major celebrity talk shows. This included the Morton Downey Jr. Show and, of course, the Jane Whitney Show. But I will not play any of these interviews because he says the most horrid stuff. And I'm not taking a chance with my YouTube channel, but you can look it up on YouTube yourself. I know, it's a little weird. And this went on, with his shows becoming more violent as time went on. And eventually Gigi even promised that he would take his own life on stage with no warning. He promised to take his life on stage on Halloween 1989. Gigi even recorded an album to promote the event, called The Suicide Sessions, with songs called Dagger in My Heart, and some songs that I can't even name for the sake of keeping my YouTube channel online. But he was arrested before Halloween 1989 for an alleged assault on a female fan of his. But he struck a deal with prosecutors for 3 years in prison and got out in just 15. He was released in 1991 and was put on parole, and was not to leave the state of incarceration. In Gigi's case, it was the state of Michigan. But he got an offer from a college student in New York. This student was Todd Phillips, who would later make the Joker films alongside other successful movie series. So Gigi immediately skipped parole and went to New York to go on tour and make the documentary. A few shows in, he started a fight with a group of guys at one of his shows, and was jumped by a dozen people. When the police arrived, Gigi was too beaten to get away. He was arrested and sent back to prison for violating parole for another year. The footage of these shows were used in the documentary, which was released in 1993, titled Hated, Gigi Allin and the Murder Junkies, which was his backing band at the time. In 1993, Gigi and his current band, the Murder Junkies, released their album, titled Brutality and Bloodshed for All. Gigi continued doing live shows, and on June 27, 1993, he did a show at a club called The Gas Station in New York City. After the show ended, because everyone was being thrown out because of Gigi's onstage antics, he and a few friends, they went to an apartment to party all night and do all the drugs they possibly could. The next morning, on June 28th, Gigi was found to have overdosed sometime during the night. Gigi's funeral took place at the Ross Funeral Home in Littleton, New Hampshire, on July 3rd, 1993. His brother requested that Gigi would be dressed in his leather jacket and his jockstrap. His brother had also requested that the funeral home have Gigi unembalmed, unpreserved, and unwashed, so his rotting corpse was on display in his open casket. Gigi Allin was buried with headphones, playing his album, The Suicide Sessions, on loop. He was also buried with a bottle of Jim Beam next to him. Gigi Allin's gravestone was regularly vandalized with urine and feces. It was to the point where his gravestone had to be removed in 2010 because it was getting out of control.